So today is July 28th. Figure I'll do a quick walkthrough. We have apples. Oh, and I missed a huge cucumber. So I'm glad I did that. A lot of them after the heat. I think this is sun scald. I'm not exactly sure, but a lot of them that were not shaded got this. When we had that extreme heat, I will harvest this gargantuan cucumber. Ooh, something's crawling on me. So that one will be slicing and not for. But I have cucumbers up here with the Nicotiana. I'm starting to pull my onions that fall over. Some of them are not quite done yet. This one, I had hoped my nasturtiums would climb up this, but they have not. I did not. Can you go put that up? I know she's upset because she got in trouble for being mean to the kitties. Okay, so we've got more lettuce here. It's bolting because it's hot. Just put it up, please. Thank you. I love this one, Tokyo Bacana. It is the perfect sandwich lettuce. And I was kind of saving some seeds from some over there. Here I have some of my next cabbages. And the netting is just to prevent, and my shadow, I'm sorry, to prevent the white butterflies while they're young. I have a lot of things bolting. So a lot of my celery, I was just trying it again. A lot of my celery, I might as well just save the seed from it because I eat celery seed. But celery grows slow and it's prone to bolting. So I haven't had a lot of luck with it. I usually grow my zucchini vertically. So there's a zinnia in there. And I've got some zucchini. Some of them have been nibbled on. I have a bunny that keeps coming in. I'm wondering, that one looks like I could harvest that. This is my favorite variety, the Costata Romanesco. That one's a short, stubby one. I don't know, I'll let that one try a little farther. And here I have beets, different kinds of beets. And they're doing good. I've been harvesting a few here and there. I've been hoping to get enough to do borscht, but I don't know. So far, this variety seems to do a lot better than the bull's blood, the red ones. And then my zinnias, these are all from seed that I saved. You see, I've got a couple more just to replenish. They do get taller as time goes on. Here, I did not protect these, and you can see they're being eaten. Sorry about the neighbor's dogs. And here's some of my butternut squash, which I grow vertically. I like butternut squash because it's sweeter than pie pumpkins. And it stores fantastic. The downside to it is it does take a little longer to ripen than some of the others. Oopsies. So let me help train it up a little bit. Back here we have enjoyed our artichoke, and I'm letting one because I want to see it seed. This was potatoes. I try this every year. I don't know why, but I'm growing watermelon. Here's my sunflowers. Again, my bell peppers and stuff don't tend to do very well. I have my lilies, they're just starting. I have more potatoes, they're about ready. And I see a potato that's in the sunlight. Look at these. How come these are in the sun? Sometimes something must dig in here because they are just exposed. More sunflowers and potatoes. I'm letting this crawl out. This is a gigantic pumpkin, like the kind that can become the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. But to do that, you have to thin it to one pumpkin. And I have a couple in here I'm growing. Just enough for my kids to just have fun. That's the only reason I really grow this. I do have some gourds growing up it too, which I think will be shaded out, so I'm not sure I'll get anything from that. We have corn, beautiful corn. And we had some peas here because I was hoping they would help with the nitrogen, but yeah, whatever. So there's corn, more onions. This is marshmallow. My kids were excited when I planted marshmallow, and then they were disappointed. Golden purslane is very high in omega-3s, and it grows like a weed. This is Incan ground cherries, also called golden berries. And the interesting thing in here is I thought onions didn't like competition, but the ones that are shaded are doing better. So I've never been a good onion grower. I've always wanted to give up, and I might try again in shade. So we have something that's definitely eating our cabbages. There is a baby bunny, and the kittens aren't quite big enough to catch it yet, but it's nibbling my bush beans. This bed I am tempting to try something. So when I harvest my potatoes, I'm just putting all of my tiny little potatoes that are like the size of a bean up to about, I don't know, less than a golf ball, but small ones. I'm putting them in here. I'm also like burying and just putting the roots of them here, because then it could maybe see if it'll sow. I don't know, worth seeing. These are from my friend. These are some cabbages from her, and I left my Romanesco broccoli, so it's sad. This is the only bed of potatoes I planted this year. And I haven't quite harvested it yet, but I do start to see some poking up, so I gotta bury it because you don't want your potatoes to see the sunlight. This one, we've harvested a lot of the potatoes and beets. Again, I didn't plant any of those. I did, however, plant the basil, which looks like I can harvest some of that. Peppers, more basil, more peppers. I was letting the beets go to seed, and I planted some bush beans over here. These are delicata squash, again, because they overwintered really well. Not overwintered, they stored really, really well. And they were delicious. So some cabbages. This guy might be pretty close to harvest. It feels like it's a very narrow, squat head though. So that's kind of why I'm waiting on some of these. And same with this one too. So that just might be how that variety grows. Over here, we have carrots and a different kind of butternut squash. Over here we have spaghetti squash. It's not my favorite, but again, it grows really well. I did not put it in the most advantageous place, and it also stores really well. In fact, I have some butternut squash and spaghetti squash that is still edible from last year. So I guess I better start eating it. We have some more cabbages and potatoes. Again, I didn't plant any of these potatoes. They just are growing everywhere. Calendula. So over here we have some blueberries. I unfortunately didn't harvest a lot of these because these are pink lemonade blueberries, and well, they're pink, but I have other blueberries. And yeah, here is my aronia berries. I've never actually had aronia berries. Oh, I ruined my focusing ability, so I apologize how the rest of the video will be, but it's just laden with fruit. Some self-sowing tomatoes and borage. And in the greenhouse, we have heat, a bunch of Roma tomatoes, some peppers and basil, and some German Johnson. Those were so good. And the Black Beauty. And some, again, very sad peppers. I even had some potatoes that sowed themselves here. All the raspberries are done. Here's our plum tree or tomato tree. Here's our little fig. There's one little fig on there. Where is it? Right there. Right there, one little fig. I think this one has one little fig too. It's not the happiest one. They don't ever do very well, and they're actually much older than all of these trees, so I don't know. Here's our asparagus. Here's an apple tree. I moved this year. It's got 2 apples, and I'm kind of surprised it's kept them despite all that it's been through. Our grafted plum tree, pear tree. Next time I'll just buy one that has all of one kind on it. Elderberry. I mean, it's quite tall. Another elderberry that's smaller. Cherry from Costco. Ooh, these are looking dry. Here's some Jerusalem artichokes. All the grass in here is looking sad, so we should water in here. This is another apple tree that dropped all its fruit. Here's our goumyberry. Had a good harvest off of those. I'm pretty sure it's all done. And then don't mind the children screaming. Here is our grapes. And look at all of these peaches. I have never eaten a fresh peach. I'm kind of looking forward to it. So some of these, they probably need to be thinned or something, because that's a lot of fruit on that poor little branch. Here's our newest grape. And this one, you can see there's one left on the ground right here, but it dropped a lot of its fruit. I think I only see one left, which is right here, but this one's quite young, and it's been a really weird year. So that is our harvest and our garden. Happy growing.